Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is the show that's, it's really built on the philosophy that
Yeah.
you don't need to read every single article, every dense PDF to really master a subject.
Right.
What you need is a really smart shortcut, a way to get to the core of it all and actually make it stick.
Information overload isn't really a challenge anymore. I mean, it's the air we breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a learner out there, maybe studying for an exam or writing a huge paper, you need a tool that does more than just organize things.
You need something that helps you think.
Exactly.
And that's why today we're doing a deep dive into Google's NotebookLM. This is so much more than a notes app. It's really an AI research assistant. And our mission today is to show you how its newest features can turn that passive reading into, well, active learning.
To really get it, you have to start with its core identity. NotebookLM, which is powered by Google Gemini, is fundamentally it's source grounded.
Okay, let's break that down. Source grounded. What does that actually mean in practice for someone using it?
It means the AI is strictly locked into the library you give it. So whether you upload PDFs, Google Docs, websites, transcripts, even just messy photos of your handwritten notes.
So anything.
Right, pretty much anything. But the AI can't use the general web to answer you. It only pulls information from your specific documents.
And that's huge for reliability, right? Because if you're doing serious academic work, you control the context. Your results aren't getting, polluted by some random stuff from the internet.
Precisely. No misinformation. You're in a contained environment. And we're going to really focus on how that, combined with the power of Gemini 1.5 Pro, makes deep analysis possible.
All right, so let's unpack this foundation. The flexibility of what you can put in is, it's pretty astounding. You can just throw your entire library at it.
And you can throw a lot. The free version is really generous. You can have up to 100 notebooks.
100.
Yeah, 150 sources inside each notebook. And each source can be up to 500,000 words. That's why the upgrade to Gemini 1.5 Pro was so important. It needed that massive context window.
But okay, volume is one thing, but trust is another. We all know AI models they can make things up sometimes. How can I really be sure the answers I'm getting are grounded and not just a good guess?
That is the critical question. And NotebookLM has a direct answer for it, and it's called the citation verification.
Okay.
So when you're using the main feature, the chat with sources, which is basically having a conversation with an expert on your material, every single answer it gives you is footnoted.
But is that just a fancy footnote? How do I know it's not just misinterpreting the source and then citing it?
You don't have to trust it. You click the footnote number, and it instantly takes you to the exact quote in its original spot inside your source document. You can see the context for yourself. It forces that human verification loop.
That traceability, that is a huge deal. That solves a major headache in AI research. But what if I'm working in my nice, controlled set of sources and I realize I have a gap?
Yeah.
I'm missing something.
That's where the Discover feature comes in. Think of it as an inquiry assistant. It has these deep research capabilities that let it search the open web, but in a very controlled way.
I see. So it's not just a blind Google search.
No, not at all. It uses the context of what's already in your notebook to search for new sources. It'll even outline debates and highlight what's missing in the current literature, so you can decide what to bring in before you're drowning in more tabs.
Okay, but let's pivot now. Let's talk about what really helps the learner, the output. This is where the tool stops just summarizing and, like you said, starts acting like a study partner.
Absolutely. The output formats are all engineered for active recall. A perfect example is the instant study aids. You can upload, say, 50 pages of dense lecture notes, and NotebookLM will immediately generate interactive flashcards and quizzes.
And the value there isn't just that it makes flashcards, it's that it makes them from my specific messy notes.
Exactly. And you can customize them, you can set the difficulty, you can focus it on certain chapters. And here's the best part. If you get a question wrong, you just click Explain.
And it tells you why.
It generates a full explanation with definitions, and it always cites where it got the information from in your original material. It's instant, personalized feedback.
And that leads right into the Learning Guide feature, which sounds like it goes beyond just simple Q&A.
It does. The Learning Guide is like a personal tutor simulation. It won't just spit out answers. It's designed to have a deeper conversation with you. It asks you these probing, open-ended questions.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It pushes you to think. It'll adapt its explanation, break down a problem step by step. It really moves you past just memorizing facts into, genuine understanding.
And the report features have also gotten a lot bigger. It's not just summaries anymore.
Not at all. I mean, on top of the standard briefing docs, you can now generate a blog post format.
Wow.
But even cooler, it suggests formats based on what you uploaded.
Like what?
So if you upload a technical manual, it might suggest creating a glossary. If you upload a novel, it might suggest doing a deep character critique. It's very contextual.
Okay, so we've got all this organized text, but what about organized concepts? We need to see the connections.
And that is the perfect bridge to mind maps. For anyone trying to tackle a huge interconnected subject, I don't know, like global economics or something, mind maps are just invaluable. NotebookLM scans all your sources and builds these dynamic word webs.
Which is so useful for synthesis. You can finally see how a concept from one paper, like supply chain resilience, connects to inflation in another paper, instead of having those ideas just buried in text.
And you can test those connections right away. You click on any node in that mind map, and boom, it shows you exactly where it was talked about in the original source. It grounds the visual in actual data.
Now, what if you're not a visual learner? What if you learn better by listening? This is where NotebookLM gets really innovative, right? The whole personalized podcast idea.
The audio overview feature is incredibly popular for that exact reason. It takes your documents, your notes, whatever, and turns them into a conversational podcast-style discussion between two AI hosts.
Perfect for a commute or a workout.
Totally. And the customization here is key. They give you 4 different formats to choose from.
Okay, so you've got 4 choices.
Right. There's the brief, which is just what it sounds like, a quick one-host summary of the key points. Then you get into the more complex 2-host formats.
Let's talk about the one that seems most useful for professional work first. The critique.
The critique format is fascinating. It uses 2 AI hosts to review your work, let's say it's an essay or a business proposal, and they offer structured, constructive feedback. They'll actually debate the strengths and weaknesses of your arguments.
Wow. So you could upload a draft of a grant proposal and have 2 objective AIs basically tear it apart, asking you hard questions about your budget or your methodology. That's instant, emotion-free peer review.
It saves so much time. It catches things you would just never see yourself. Then you have the debate format, where the hosts argue different sides of topic from your sources. That's great for exploring controversy.
And the last one?
The big one. The deep dive. That's the most comprehensive. It's a really lively conversation that unpacks and connects everything across your entire notebook. It's for maximum reinforcement.
And this is where it gets really crazy. The interactive mode.
Yes. While you're listening to any of these, you can literally click a join button.
You're kidding.
No. The AI hosts pause their conversation, they listen to your spoken question, and then they work it into their dialogue and answer you directly before they go back to what they were talking about.
That makes the learning audio fully participatory.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And you can download it as an MP3, right?
Yep, take it on the go. Turn that dead time during your commute into real active review.
And this multimodal approach doesn't stop with audio. There's video now, too.
Right, the newer video overviews feature. It takes your summaries and turns them into these polished, slide-style videos with AI narration. It's like having it generate a professional presentation for you in minutes.
And I assume you have control over that?
A lot of control. You can give it a target use case, like make a 5-minute video to help me study for my quiz, or you can tell it the exact structure to follow, like start with the history, end with the modern-day impact.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. With this whole toolkit, what does this actually mean for a student or a teacher in their day-to-day workflow? How does this save time?
It completely changes how you prioritize studying. I mean, think about a big final exam with 20 different readings. Users are doing some really advanced stuff now. They upload everything and ask the AI to first predict the most likely exam questions.
Wow.
And then it generates a prioritized study table for them.
What's in the table?
It's amazing. It ranks the predicted questions by how likely they are to be on the test. It links you directly to the key documents you need to answer them. And it even suggests how much time to spend studying each one.
So it automates building the study plan.
Exactly. So you can spend your time actually learning.
And for teachers,
Yeah.
I can only imagine the workload relief.
Oh, educators love this. They can upload curriculum standards and textbook chapters and just ask it, create a week-long lesson plan on plate tectonics for 7th graders. And it will, with objectives, activities, everything.
What about differentiation? Tailoring content for different student needs.
That's one of its biggest strengths for inclusion. A teacher can instantly create multiple versions of the same lesson at different reading levels. And the audio and video overviews are a lifeline for auditory learners or students with visual impairments.
And collaboration is obviously a big part of education.
It is. Notebooks are easy to share, so teachers can plan lessons together. And beyond that, Google has integrated it directly into Google Classroom.
So you can assign these things to students.
You can. Educators can create these interactive study guides, grounded only in the class materials, and assign them directly to students.
This tool is clearly a game changer, but we have to keep the human in the loop, the critical eye. It can't replace the core intellectual work.
That is the most important lesson. And the number one rule, it's non-negotiable, is verification is essential. The AI can still sometimes mix up a quote or a statistic. You have to use those citation links. You have to check its work.
You have to resist the temptation to just jump straight to the summary without doing the reading first.
Exactly. Power users find that if you skip the reading, the AI output just feels abstract. You have to engage first. Use the AI for synthesis and reinforcement after you've done the work, not instead of it.
Are there any, technical best practices for getting the most accuracy out of it with big projects?
Prompt quality is everything. Be specific. Don't just ask for a summary. Ask, what are the hardest concepts to grasp here? Or what questions do these sources fail to answer? That pushes it to a deeper level of analysis.
And organizing your notebooks.
Keep them thematic. If you throw 50 totally random documents in one notebook, chemistry, history, IT, you're going to confuse the model. The users who stick to around 10 highly relevant documents per notebook get much higher accuracy.
So what we have here is not just an organization tool. It's a genuine AI partner that transforms this dense, complex information into active, tailored learning experiences.
It really shifts the burden. It handles the rote work of organizing and creating content, which frees up the learner or the teacher to focus on the high-level stuff, critical thinking, synthesis, application.
Yeah.
And when you think about the quality of the feedback it can generate now, I mean, that critique audio overview giving you instant, high-level feedback on an essay, it raises a really big question for all of us.
Which is?
Well, if an AI can provide that kind of effective, consistent, and frankly fast critique on our work, what is the future role of our traditional methods? Like time-consuming study groups, peer review workshops, professional development sessions for teachers.
You're saying, why wait a week for feedback when you can get it instantly?
Exactly. It makes you wonder. We're moving from a world where we just learn from these tools to a world where the tools fundamentally change how we refine and perfect our own work.
A lot to think about as these tools just keep accelerating. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.